Come on, YouTube. Catch up. Catch up. Should be showing my live by now, but it's not. Hello? Oh, there it is. JFix. Welcome in, welcome in. I'll be right back a second. Okay. There. Alright. I'm coming back. If I can unlock my other computer so it turns off the monitors. Oop. Wait, I just realized I can hear myself. Where am I hearing myself? YouTube. That's where I'm hearing myself. Alright. So I think I set up TTS with bits now. Maybe. Supposedly. Right? It doesn't let you cheer yourself. So I can't test it. It should be working with even just one bit, I think. Okay, let's see. Gotta finish this OLED today. It just needs a USB-C port because it was having weird docking issues. The charge is fine and everything, and it does dock, but if you wiggle it around a little, then it loses the signal for the dock. Does Twitch count yourself as a viewer if you're watching your own stream? Just wondering, because I noticed it says 0, but I have it open. Although I know they're like, isn't it like you can't have it muted or something? Something like that. Alright. Yeah, I have no idea either. Alright, let's move these out of the way for now. This is already mostly apart. I've got to unscrew a bunch of screws. I think my screwdriver got a little faster when I charged it. Yeah, most people prefer YouTube, it seems. Usually when I have my streams going, I'll have like, 20 people on YouTube and I have like 4 on Twitch. Hi, DreamSpec. Hello, welcome in. Need to set that there. Man, I already mostly got this one put back together, and then it was like I was testing the docking, and it wasn't very happy. So now I get to take it back apart. Well, that paste was doing work there. It all stuck to this very well. Can I leave that on? I totally can, I think. And then maybe just kind of push it back towards the center. I just need to do the USB. I'm a little late because I was like messing with my face cam a bunch. Uh, I realized it was only recording in 1080p 30 FPS, and it should be able to get 60 FPS. And I can't figure out why it's locked at 30. Problem for another day, though. I spent about 20 minutes trying to. Uh, well, no, the filters are fine. It's literally just the USB-C, like the port, I think, is not in the best condition. I thought it looked fine, but when I am wiggling it around, it loses signal to the dock. Alright, get out of there. There we go. I gotta get these screws. I know it's fine, but why use 30 when I can get 60? You know what I mean? I'm a little obsessed with quality on all my equipment. Like if I have to get every single little ounce of performance out of everything I have. I don't like settling. I'm very like if I can't get something to work exactly how I like it, I will obsess over it until I can get it to work. Yeah, my recording, my output is at 60 FPS, but the 1080p camera for my face cam is locked at 30. Hey Lemanoid, how's it going? So I wanted to get that to the 60 FPS mark. My 4K camera that you're seeing right now for my top down is going to be 4K 30 forever. I don't think I can get the phone to run 4K 60, which is not a big deal. I'm fine with 4K 30 there. I do like to overclock, yes. Um, I usually don't overclock though. I wait a little while. Like I did replace my graphics card recently in my gaming computer, and I'm just running it as stock right now, but once I start to see performance dips in games that I want to play, that's when I do overclock. Okay, I get every cable here. Yeah, I just gotta. Where's my other spudger? I'm hiding it somewhere. Honestly, I wouldn't hurt to grab a new one. Where the heck is it? I don't even know where the other spudger went. I had two. Alright, let's just get a new one. I've been using these ones for a while anyway. A whole bunch. I have this big issue where when I can't get something to work perfectly, it stresses me out so bad, and I will like obsess over it until I get it to work how I want it to. Does it feel like I'm forcing something? There's no screws in there. Oh, I do still have the speakers plugged in. Not that that's what's causing this, but I think it's just because of this here. I use Streamlabs. Actually pay for it. I started with Stream Elements. Um, Literally the whole reason I don't use Stream Elements is because I can figure out how to configure the like 7TV emojis on it. So I was like, screw this. I'd rather just pay for Streamlabs. Um, no, what bothered me, oh, there is one screw there, dude. That's what it is. I knew something was resisting. Um, yeah. So I pay for Streamlabs. Let's get these out. Where's my blunt tweezers? Right here. What do you mean by do it locally? I mean, I just use I use the Streamlabs plugin for OBS. I don't actually have the like Streamlabs app. Oh, this one doesn't want to come out. This is usually the easy. Oh, there it goes. These ones are always a little trickier because, oh, okay. Never mind, that came out extremely easy. I didn't even need the spudger. Alright, let's get this out of here. Bam. We're just gonna leave it like that. Let's set these somewhere else so they're not taking up space. Instead of sending a single stream to Streamlabs which then distributes it, you can send multiple streams to each platform from your PC. I don't know. I think that's what I'm doing. Like I just have it, like when I start up my stream in OBS, I configure like each stream individually. I don't know, so I kind of thought that's what I was doing, but I don't really know. I didn't look into the like the multi-streaming too much. I tried a couple free ways to multi-stream and I wasn't like happy with it, which is why that's another reason why I chose Streamlabs because it just simplifies the multi-streaming so much. USB-C ports. Let's see. Which one is... This isn't USB-C ports. They must be in the other one. There they are. OLED. Right here. ATEM to do that. That one is very simple. Then you don't need to pay monthly. To be honest, I've configured so much in Streamlabs, like already, that I don't want to get rid of it now. I would have to set up a bunch of stuff again. My internet connection's alright. It's cable, so it's mostly down, but I think it's like 30 or 40 up. But considering I'm only streaming in 1080p, that's really doesn't take like a crazy amount of up. So the Streamlabs free plan will handle all your alerts and stuff still. Something to consider. What did you say it was called? Atom. Interesting. I think what I tried before was like Restream IO.io, and I did not like it. I couldn't get it to work how I wanted. And I need this like, how do I usually get this in here? I forget. I have to go like, I haven't done an OLED in a minute, and now I'm sitting here like, how did I do this before? Probably something like this. Maybe. Not getting a whole lot of clearance on the USB. I want to put it like here, but then I only have 2 points and it's super wobbly. Oh, you're sending a single stream from your PC? I see. Let me see if this fits more comfortably in the other thing I have here. I could like, maybe I could do like that. How's that? That's better. Can I tilt it a little? Just to make sure this has a good grip there. We'll go with that. That seems good. A little wobbly, but I have way more space now. Alright, let's get this port off. By the way, I did upgrade my webcam, or not my webcam, my microscope cam. This is one of 2 cameras that I'm going to try out. So I have a slight vignetting on the corners. I don't know if you guys can tell, it gets kind of dark on the corners. But this is 4K. It looks significantly better, in my opinion, than the old camera I had. I gotta lift it up a little. Even if I'm not outputting 4K, you can still tell the difference. I mean, look at that. It's beautiful. A little dark. I think I have to mess with the light settings a bit. Let's see, how's this look? That looks okay. Bright. Too bright. The glare. Which I also ordered the Paul Daniels light. So glare no more soon. We will not be having glare. Yeah, you're right on the money, JFix. We will be using the Paul Daniels light the moment it gets here. Actually could have configured this a little better. I can turn it down, but then I can't see crap through the lens. It took me a while to even get this to where it was. To be honest, I'm not that satisfied with it. Mostly because with my 0.35 reduction lens, I get a lot of vignetting, so you guys can see I'm 40% zoomed in right now, because like watch, let me show you. See how you can see the circles now in the corner, top right? So I have to digitally zoom in to get around that, which is annoying, which is why I bought multiple cameras, and I'm just gonna send back the one that I don't like. Dude, I'm so excited to get the Paul Daniels light though because the reflections are killing me. Supposedly the other camera I bought too handles reflections better as well. Yeah, that's what I have a 0.5x, and the one I just bought, the camera I just bought. Okay, well this one looks terrible in a 0.5x. This specific camera, which is the Hayer 5299, it looks awful in the 0.5. It works, but my field of view is so tiny, I can't handle it. I'm already bad with the field of view. No, no, have you seen the angled Paul Daniels light? There's almost no glare with it. It's like his newest iteration. I have a 0.5 Barlow. That's actually no, I have a 0.7 Barlow on here now. I had the 0.5, but I didn't have enough working distance, so I switched to a 0.7, and I like it better. But no, if you guys have watched, yeah, yeah, the reflections are so minimal with the Paul Daniels light. I mean, it's crazy. It looks so much better. Okay, wait, maybe I'm the opposite then. Maybe I had a 7 and I got a 5. I forget. Wait, let me see. What is this one? What is this? Okay, yeah, no, I had it backwards. I had a 7 and now I have a 5. So yeah, I've got a 0.5. The reduction lens is 0.35 because it was the only way I was able to get more field of view out of this camera. The camera that's coming has a larger sensor, and so I'm going to be able to use the 0.5 with that one rather than the 0.35, which doesn't even work with that size sensor. And I'm hoping I'll retain pretty much the same field of view without vignetting is the goal. Okay, I'm going to turn up my airspeed to 100. Well, 99. It doesn't go to 100. I say 100 all the time, but let me put a little flux. Little bit there and there and there. I don't really want a gooseneck light though. I don't know. I don't feel like I could happily work that into my setup. I'm giving the Paul Daniels a shot. I want to just see how it looks without any other lights. I think I'm going to be pretty happy with it because, you know, from what I saw on Nano's stream, he had like no reflections with just the Paul Daniels light. The only like difference was, you know, there's a little bit of shadow, just a tiny bit of shadow from the angle, but then he has the straight lights too around the other edge, which kind of re-illuminate the shadows that you get from the angled light. I'm very excited to try it. I don't know how long it's going to take to get here, but I ordered it like 4 or 5 days ago. It's going to be fantastic. Okay, let's do this. It's a yapathon. That's my long straight tweezers. Here we go. It looks like your room is quite dark. Okay, so I have the ISO turned down like giga low. In fact, I think it's on the lowest setting on the face cam because it's so bright in this room that I just glow white when I have the ISO higher. And so I have it kind of turned down so I don't look like I'm glowing, but I could probably turn it up like 10 or 20 on the ISO and still be fine. You don't I can't explain how fucking bright this room is. I have uh very bright lights. It's very hard with my super white skin to not have a freaking glare off of me. But I'm always trying to improve my camera setup. I I have a bit of an obsession with it, to be honest. Looks like that top one's not melted yet. But oh, no, it is. Sweet. Yeah, lighting situation is crazy in here. Welcome sushi. I swear the glare's worse today than usual. I even have the light dimmed. Like I could turn it up like that. Oh, sweet, dude. I I used to build computers. I actually before I wanted to become like a repair technician for soldering and stuff, I oh look, that's not even focus. Hold on. Oh yeah, rickshaw, dude, same. I every time I turn on the lights in here, I'm like, oh shit, that's hella bright. Okay, that's good. Let's clean this up a bit. I don't need that tip. Let's switch to our ball tip. And let's get some solder. We'll just go over these before we suck them up with a wick. Make it easier on ourselves. Might need a little more heat for that one. This ground point's pulling a lot. I'm gonna go to 380. I was at 350. Just want to make sure I'm completely melting this solder here. Okay. Don't care how ugly this looks, because we're just going to clean it. Very good, very good. Now we're going to switch tips. There we go. I've switched tips so many times on this like metal piece in my soldering iron holder that it's starting to wear down. Dude, the devil found a listing on AliExpress for like a ton of C115 soldering iron tips. Oh man, I've been looking for those for so long because like all the tips that I've wanted, they're like 20 bucks a piece and I could not afford that. That's too much. So he found the other day this listing that had like a ton of um, C115 tips for like $6 a piece. I went crazy. I bought like $50 of different soldering iron tips. They had a whole bunch of good ones, like the all in like the different styles that the JBC ones have. I have a well, I have a dual station. I have the C115 that's always on, and I have the C210 that's always on. But I still have to switch tips between the individual. Like if I'm using the C115 for two different jobs, I still have to switch that. Uh, and if I'm using specifically the C210, then I still have to switch tips for that one. I usually keep like either the knife tip or the conical on my C115, and then on my C210, I typically switch between the like the ballpoint tip for reapplying solder to pads and cleaning pads, and then I use the kind of like blunt. Yeah, I don't know what the heck to call this one, so I'll just show you guys this. I use this one for when I'm copper wicking, which I'm about to do once we throw some more flux on here. Hey, Crease, welcome in. Yeah, Sushi, that's what I have. That is what I have. I have the G-Boon with the three-way automatic switch. I only have two plugged into it right now. I don't have a... I would have to buy another stand if I wanted to put a third on it. But yeah, I love it. It's been great. Let me cut this, let me cut this piece real quick so I can hold it with tweezers. Get that solder all wicked up. In fact, my other camera just arrived. It has been delivered. the, the PlayStation soldering iron, dude. It's next generation. I noticed that I like to flood my copper wick. We're saving money here, man. We're gonna use all the wick. We don't let any of it go to waste. Now let me flip it over to the other side. See if we can get this one sucked up. This one's being a little difficult. It's close. Oops, I keep bumping the board down a little. I think we got it. That's just flux in there. Let's clean it up and see. I even have my camera at like a pretty aggressive tilt, and the reflections are still so bad. The microscope's got to be tilted like somewhere between 5 to 10 degrees. Can I kind of get in there? Oh, looks like a little solder in that one. I know these two are clean. This one I think is good too. Usually, Sloth Tech, what's up, man? Usually I'll just take a conical and shove it down that hole to kind of clear out the rest there. See if my C210 conical is small enough to do that. I usually use the 115 for this, but my 115 conical's in pretty bad shape. That's still pretty tough in there. I don't know if I'm going to be able to melt it to the side. Okay, let's add some more solder to that one. That's what we're going to do. And then we'll re-wick it. Okay, hopefully that got hot enough. Probably a little more flux and it'll help it flow up the wick. Just put some directly on it. You broke your Super Nintendo J-Fix, SNES J-Fix, but it was just the fuse. So far, seems like it did its job. Also found the right size and rated SMD caps. Nice, dude. Still sucking some up. Still got a little on the other side here. Might be able to melt it now with the conical. And sometimes these behave and I clear them out like instantly. Sometimes they do this. I can see it wants to melt. What if I go in from the bottom? Think I can pull it off? Hey, look, I did. There we go. Hi, soldering iron tip. There, now we have a clear hole. Now, let's re-add some solder. We give solder, and then we taketh away solder. And then we give more solder. I want to clean this up just a little bit. I'm going to use a sponge. Get it nice and shiny. And then we'll put some Black Horse Repairs Omega 559 flux. My favorite flux. A little bit of a healthy dose. But that way, we know all our solder is going to flow exceptionally. Oh, need a little more solder. Let me clean the tip because there's a little oxidization on there. All right. Oh, little bridge there. Clear that up. All right. That looks good. Now we're just going to wipe off some of this flux. Not all of it. We're going to leave a little bit on there for the port. Very easy to clean, especially when it's hot. It's almost just like a very non-viscous when it's hot. It just kind of soaks right up. All right, we'll leave that. USB-C power supply adapter. Oh man, it gotcha, huh? All right, now we're gonna take our hot air. I'm gonna put this at 450. Actually, you know what? I like to do this lower. I forgot. We're gonna do it at like 400. You know, I gotta tape my USB port too. Almost forgot that part. Keep it from melting. I actually ordered those little like devices that kind of like hold the USB port for you, and it prevents the USB port from melting, so that'll be kind of nice. Maybe I won't need to use tape once those get here. Okay, trying to get the tape on just right. Can be a little tricky. That's not bad. And one more piece. That'll do. That's probably the worst tape job I've ever done on this, but it'll be fine. Okay. Now, back to the hot air. You were really surprised how well they protected the port from the heat? Awesome. Awesome. I will hopefully like them as much as you. Those are my tweezers for this. Here we are. Need more hose. The only thing I hate about my hot air station is that the hose is so short. I love everything about it except for the hose length. Oh wait, I'm at 50% airspeed. I was like, this doesn't sound right. There we go, 99. Just need those top two to melt. There they go. How shaky am I today? We're about to find out. That looks pretty good. Those pins all look straight and lined up. Corn dog, how's it going, man? What are you doing? What you doing today? You want to stream later with me and get irritated with me as I try to set up the other camera and probably get mad since I've just been stressing out over it? Let's see, how are those connections? What are we looking like here? They all look pretty good. Let's give them a little poke. Give them a little poke here. Not usually worried about these ones. It's usually the inside ones that aren't going to connect well, if anything. Yeah, these are all good. Nice, nice. Yeah, those are all good. Let's clean it up as much as I can with this, which not gonna get a whole lot, but it's something. Then once it cools down a little, we'll come in with a sponge and alcohol. Continuing to set up my home media server. I see. I also store lots of movies on my network attached storage. Dude, you know what I just discovered like a couple weeks ago is that VLC Media Player can stream directly to your networked devices. So like instead of just plugging in my computer to like the TV I want a movie to, I literally just stream it from VLC and it lets you use your remote for the TV and everything to like pause it. It's awesome. Dude, VLC is the GOAT. Or Jellyfin? I've never heard of Jellyfin. I don't know, JFix. I've never really noticed, never really paid attention to the resource cost, I guess. It's never caused problems for me, at least. I know that some people were complaining about the load times with VLC, but apparently that's like a Microsoft thing because Microsoft, one of their updates with Windows Defender causes it to keep wiping the cache the VLC stores. Interesting. Interesting, corn dog. Yeah, so apparently that's a Microsoft issue, JFix. It's because Windows Defender. I haven't experienced the problem yet, but it might be because I'm not opening videos with the specific codec that's necessary to cause that lag. But dude, I've been using VLC since ages ago, man. Probably since before I was 18 years old. My port might be a little fluxy. Do a little test. I don't know if you guys can see. Oh yeah, you're perfectly on screen. We have all greens. Let's do a little flip. Test the other side. All good to go. Wait, it beeped again. What did it do? Oh, nothing. Okay, we're good. Successful port. I didn't have to remove the thermal paste. Now the hard part's going to be getting the thermal paste back to where I want it. Oh, wrong drawer. This drawer. Alright. Don't need this now. This is... Please turn off. Thank you. How should I do this? Okay, I guess I could use the crappier spudger of the two and just maybe try to scoop it all up. And plop it back down, I guess. Eh? I think that'll work. Where's... Yeah, here. That should definitely spread across this. See if I can get the little bit off of here too. Just kind of add that onto there. Okay, let's get it back in the housing. I almost forgot to clean it. I almost forgot to clean it. We were supposed to hit it with a sponge. Let's see. Grab our little sponge guy. We'll just go to town around here. Also flip it over because there's probably a little flux on the back. Try not to touch the thermal paste. Yeah, we'll take our SpongeBob here. He'll do some cleaning for us. That looks pretty good. Okay. Now we'll put it back in the housing. Alright, we're gonna do battle with these bottom holes here. That's always the problem, getting these back in. The real fight. Wait, I gotta put these on first. I was like, this feels too easy. Yeah, it's because the little lids aren't on. There we go, that's one. And then gotta line this one up. Probably would be easier with tweezers to do this. But, you know, we got it. Make sure our speaker wire is where we want it. And now we just kind of try and lift that up a little. Get this cable out of the way for the LCD. This one's in the way as well. Now we just gotta pop it right in there. Perfect. Just like that. That might actually be like the easiest time I've had putting in one of these OLED boards, because usually I have to fight with it for a minute. Use my microscope here to plug in the LCD, because I break these all the time and I'm trying to not break them all the time. I swear I have like a 1 in 4 chance to break the pins inside these. I just can't win. Aye aye, corn dog. Alright, get in there. Try to press it down as hard as I can, so it goes in flat. I don't like that this side doesn't want to go in already. I feel like it's not supposed to be like perfectly flat, but maybe like, because I think if you have it like perfectly flat, then you run the risk of hitting the bottom pins, and if you have it too high, you run the risk of hitting the top pins. I already stuck my finger in the thermal paste. Russ, what's up, man? I'm a little concerned because I can't get this top to go in. Or is that it? Is it in? I can't tell. My brother, get in there. I think we might have a bent pin situation, dude. I'm telling you. I can't win with these. I'm just not meant to win. I don't like this. That top seems to be fighting. I'm gonna look at it before I go any further. Sometimes you can save the pins if you don't bend them too bad. I don't win. Oh, dude, all I do is lose, lose, lose. Alright, let me get a look at this under thy scope. Yep, see those pins? They're popping out. They don't look too bent, but that's what happens when you go in too low. Huh. Dang, and this one went in so easy too. Let's see if I can correct it. It might be savable. Let's see if I can get it into focus so I can like kind of rest it on my leg or something to make it easier. Now I need, what is it, up or down? Up. Oh, this is so hard. I wish I had a microscope to look in at the side. These tweezers are pretty sharp, but they might still be too big. Bend back a little further. And you. And you. Those ones are in barely. Can push this one back in maybe. I don't want to sit. They just pop back out. Oh, get in there. There we go. Kind of push them in from the bottom too. Kind of get them to stay. Yeah, they don't really want to stay. Wonder if I could, what do I have that's flat? Wonder if I can kind of stick the edge of this in here to kind of push them all back to where they belong. I mean, I can't possibly make it worse, so. I don't think this is gonna work. They're just too bent. I cannot get them to go back to where they belong. Especially this one. Oh wait, I lied. That one kind of went back. What else? This one? That one doesn't want to stay. uh, Dude, what is the magic to plugging things into these without getting these pins to bend? These connectors are horrible. The pins never lay perfectly flat. Then you bump into one and the whole thing just falls apart. I might just, honestly, I think it's more time saving to just put a new connector on it. Ah, surely I'm not the only one who experiences this. Also got my finger into that thermal paste pretty nicely. Oh wait, you know what? I think this sits better in the other one when I orient it this way. This is probably the thing I hate most, actually, about Nintendo Switches, is that LCD connector is just garbage. It's like if you push down all the way, you're gonna hit the bottom pins. If you don't push down enough, you're gonna hit the top pins. It's like you have to be just perfect in the middle. Okay, that's good. I like that. Luckily I have literally one left. I've ordered more. More are coming. I probably should have ordered more than 5 at the rate that this happens. But, you know, what are you gonna do? I mean, sometimes you gotta unplug it because something isn't working, and then, you know, then you gotta plug it back in to test it again. And then, you know, maybe it's still not working, so you have to unplug it again. And I mean, the risk of it messing up just one of those times, it seems very high. Alright, I'll put a little flux to help it get off. Sometimes they like to stay on the board. Do not come off easily. I wonder if I've replaced this one already. Who knows? I can't recall. 450 at, I have no nozzle, so 99%. I'm gonna have to redo that thermal paste now too, since I stuck my finger in it. We're just farming content, right, guys? That's all this is. We're just making more content. I actually do only have like a few switches left to work on. Mine are not selling on eBay. It's sad. I think eBay got mad at me and stopped promoting my listings as much. It's crazy. I've had a Switch listed for like 5 days now, and it has 5 views. 5. Typically when I post, I get hundreds of views in just the first couple days. So I'm not sure what's going on with eBay. Hey Ace, how's it going? Man, sometimes these take a long time. You would think it would be pretty quick because we're just sitting on the corner. It would take even longer if I didn't put the flux on. Now I can see melting. We're starting to melt on this side. And it's spreading. Okay, we're all the way to here now. Just need this side to melt. Still not melted on that ground plane. Come on, ground plane. So I definitely haven't replaced this one then, because this would have already been all melted if it was leaded. Yeah, did that re-solidify? I see melting again, but still this ground point isn't fully melted yet. There we go. Finally. Yes, we're still. I didn't flood the market, Russ. I posted 3. I posted literally 3 of them. And then, like 4 days later, I posted 3 more. I only have 6 listed right now out of the like 16 that I have. No, dude, you don't understand, Russ. I usually post like 15 at the same time. And each one will get hundreds of views. And so it's so weird. I'm not the only one. Wait, would you say corn dog? Bro, what? You know you're not the only one saying your traffic just died off. Really? I thought maybe it was because I tried to post a modded Switch on there and I got immediately reported for it. Which, alright, fair enough. They said it was just gonna be a slap on the wrist. Yeah, I can't, like, if I made a shop website, Ace, I would get 0 traffic. I don't have, like, a big audience yet, I don't have enough exposure, I guess. eBay is like the only way I can get that exposure right now. Basically what Russ said. Okay, let's clean this up. I'll put just a little bit more flux. And we'll add some solder to these pads. Hi, Turin. How's it going? What do I have on here? I have the ball. Good. I've got the ball, coach. Corny? Is that what we're calling him now? Mr. Corny Dog. You need those ball tips? Dude, I love them. I mean, I only have one. I don't know why I said I love them. I love it. It is my favorite by far for applying uh, solder to pads. I mean, look how clean that is. And that was just a little bit of nano flux, man. I didn't even use the good flux, but it's beautiful. What did I do with my wick? There it is. I got too much stuff on my desk. Can't keep track of everything. I think it was only a few dollars. I'm pretty sure I got it for like $4 or $5 off of AliExpress. Where's my blunt tweezers? There they are. Ah, glides so smooth. Beautiful. Usually use hot air and pin with ball tip for those, but I would prefer iron tip. Oh, I see. Turn has a different profile pic. I can't see profile pics on the Streamlabs chat, unfortunately. Okay, I can't pick up this piece of wick and throw it away. There we go, finally. And clean my gloves. I got too much flux and stuff on myself. Are you? Oh, is it something about trolling Zach? Dude, okay, I gotta look. Let me go YouTube. Oh, dude, I gotta go to your channel. It's so tiny in chat. Oh man, that's a good one. Nice. Oh, I bet he loves that. Hello, 8-bit. If I didn't already say hello to you, I'm pretty sure I did. Yeah, yeah, you were in here. You were like one of the first ones in here. That's right. Okay. Now we re-add solder with some good flux, which honestly, I don't know if it's really necessary for just these. Sometimes, sometimes I use the nano flux and it works fine. Other times I use it and it just runs away. It's like, get me away from these pads. And turn my temp to 350. Oh, oh, I got too much solder. So much bridging. Nothing I can't handle by just running it over like this. That looks pretty decent. Is there any high spots or weird looking ones? It is hard to tell a little bit with that reflection there. Let's clean some of this off and see what they look like. That one's a little high, but it should sit fine. I'm gonna leave some of this flux on here because we want it there for when we're placing the connector. thin layer. All right, let's get our new connector. And then we will not break this one. Right, guys? It's gonna work perfectly. Let's check this connector first. Make sure it's looking good. That does appear to be looking good. See how fast I can do this? I usually suck at this. Yo, that's not bad. Can I? Oh, oh, beautiful. Look how fast I did that. I'm usually so slow. Beautiful. Okay, back to our 450 at 100% airspeed with no nozzle. Hopefully it'll sit down on its own. Sometimes I gotta put a little pressure on it. Should melt a lot faster now that we're using leaded solder. Mamma mia. Guys, if anyone has 1 bit, can you cheer me with 1 bit and TTS? Because I think I have TTS now. At least, you know, I attempted. An attempt was made to set it up. And the field of view is so weird. That's like perfectly centered for you guys. It's like a little to the left for me. I appreciate that, Oscar. Take care, man. Let me refocus this because it's a little out of focus. How's that? That's better. That's weird. It seems out of focus when I'm in the middle. Looks like we have melted. I'm going to test those points and see if we need to put pressure on it or if they are on there nice and good. These ones all look good. I will still test them, but visually they look fine. This one maybe no. Oh no, that one's good. I ran out of bits buying 100 right now. Oh dude, you don't have to buy any to test it for me. I was just wondering if anyone had the bits lying around. Yeah, you can tell I had more solder on that pad. These are all gonna be solid, I think. Because I can actually tell these ones are all definitely making contact. This one maybe not. Oops, sorry. I bumped it. Nope, that one's solid. I can tell those ones are all solid. Let's test this one on the end. No, that one looks solid. Yeah, that one's definitely solid. Let's flip this over. Test the other side. This side can sometimes be a little weird. Yeah, some of those do look like they're hovering. Let's see. That one. Ah, thanks for the follow. Okay, is the bit gonna show up? Oh, you gotta say something. Oh. Oh, okay. It worked. It said the emote. Yay. Thanks, Taryn. These actually are all good. These are connected better than I thought. Now that I look closely, you can tell that they do have solder connection. You did not hear it? I heard it. That's weird. What? Huh? 8-bit, 8 bits. No, seriously, you guys didn't hear it? That's weird. Okay, I don't know why that's happening, but I'm gonna have to figure that out. I heard it. It's so weird. What would cause me to be able to hear it, but no one else? I guess that's like something that's probably pretty easy to Google, though, at least. Audio mixer in OBS is set alert to monitor and output. Wait, I don't even have like alert in my. Oh, it's coming through desktop audio for me. See, watch, I
The
can
best.
unmute it. Do I just need to leave my desktop audio unmuted, I guess? I just had it muted before. Audio beta capture? Yeah, I unmuted it right at the end. Boo desktop audio set audio beta capture? What is that, dude? How do I do that? Wait, how do I add an audio device? Options? No. Settings? Active sources only. Yeah, I unmuted my desktop audio like right at the end. Yeah, how do I add a source in here just for the alerts? That's what I gotta figure out, I guess. I don't know how to add a source. Uh, yeah, I know, it'll pick up everything. There's chat box, alert box. Wait, monitor and output. How do I change it to active? It just says inactive. Because I found it now. I found what you were saying for alerts. I just don't know how to get it to be active. I got it on monitor and output. It still doesn't show up in my mixer. That's strange. Wait, can I show inactive sources? Okay. Now can I find it in here? I don't know what that is. No, this doesn't show it either. Yeah, it's on, I have alert box on my scenes. What do I go in here? Control audio via OBS, maybe? Because I don't have that clicked on the alert box. I'm gonna click it. Ah, it appeared. Okay, is that for all the alert boxes? Let's see. Okay, yes. And now, okay, now I have alert box, and it is not muted. I'm muting my desktop again. Okay, someone throw one more bit at me. I want to see if this works. At least the board's been cooling while we're doing this, so I can clean it. I actually have bits, but you can't cheer yourself.
Enjoying the content. Your PLD light with rock. Shout out from Auburn, Alabama.
Did you guys hear that? It came through the alert box. Awesome. Sweet. Thanks, Russ. And thanks, Turin. I appreciate that.
I'm sleepy.
Helping me figure that out. I was gonna say something else and I'm spacing it now. Oh well. I guess it must have not been that important, huh? Okay, let's clean up around here. Yeah, I'm slowly, guys, I'm slowly getting there, trying to improve my stream. All right. I want to get commands in eventually too. So like if I'm doing a dumb, like sitting here talking about, oh yeah, guys, look at this under the microscope, and like I haven't switched the scene or something, you guys can do like a exclamation mark scene, and then that'll let me know that I'm on the wrong one. And then, maybe some other things if I can think of any. I'm not a very creative individual. Uh, I have like negative creativity. I put all my points uh into like seeing ideas and learning how to make them better rather than making my own ideas. All right, let's clean this. Let's get a sponge first. Get this in my tweezers here. Chat was spamming the F out of my commands today. I had to shut down StreamerBot for a bit. Oh yeah, dude. I'll definitely do the same if like I start to get irritated by it. Like the bit cheering right now, it's at 1 bit, but the moment someone starts abusing that, uh yeah, it's going up to like 100 bits. Okay, I think that's good. Let me clean this frickin' thermal paste. Look at this shit. I'm just gonna put new paste on it, man. I got this crap everywhere. I think there's alcohol under this. Look. How did I get alcohol under there? I might have to pop this off now and just dry it. Which is not a big deal. I'll just pop this off real quick. Make sure it's dry under there. Where's my little needle? There we are. By the way, oh yeah, I already said my new camera got here. Ah, dude, I really hope that like I get a good field of view with it with the 0.5. I know you get less than, with the 0.35, but it's a larger sensor. So who knows? I mean, and hopefully I don't have to digital zoom it to crop the vignetting out of it. That's all I want. Can I get this one? Can I get it in camera? Barely. Man, that looks terrible. I gotta mess with the lighting settings. It's just so. I feel like I feel like I'm fighting a huge uphill battle when I adjust the lighting settings because I make it brighter, and then the reflections are worse. I make it darker, and you can't see anything, but the reflections are better. I need my Paul Daniels light. Wait, did I unclip this one? No, I didn't. Forgot one. Paul Daniels also sent me the 3D file for the 3D printed part, and I'm going to modify it so that I can still mount my thermal camera with the PLD light. It's actually going to, I'm just going to make like the thermal camera mount come right off of the ring that secures it. It should be pretty cool. Alright, what are we looking at in here? Yeah, is that damp? Wait, what's going on? Why is some of it darker? What is this? It's weird. It's like a little light spot right here, and then the rest is kind of dark. I wonder if that's just flux or something. Do I want to replace this thermal paste now that I opened it? Kinda. I think I'll just clean it off of here and just leave what's already around the caps and stuff. Just put a new blob right here. You know what, maybe I will get the easy part of it out like this, because that's not difficult. Yeah, there we go. You use a 0.5 on bottom and a 0.35 camera. That's exactly what I'm using right now. But the camera I bought has a bigger sensor, so it doesn't work with the 0.35. What is it? CVT mount space? Optical trinocular port? I don't know what we call it. RRR. Rusty Russ Repairs. So what did you do with the clip of my voice saying Rusty Russ is the greatest? Is that like a command on your stream now, Russ? I didn't even know what I signed up for, but I gave it willingly. I have over 40 streamers saying Rusty Russ is the best. And what do you do with them though? Like you can make like an intro of that or something, or do you just have like commands in your stream? Why does this feel so weird to clean? Maybe I'm just feeling the letters. It's like I can't get these little particles off of here with the cotton swab. You gotta catch them all, dude. You have an outro, and when they come in the chat, people play them. I see. That's cool. Okay, I can't get this thing spotless, but that's good. No, I've watched a couple. I almost always miss Rusty's streams though. To be honest, when I'm not streaming, I'm not usually watching streams. I do every once in a while, 'cause I haven't been able to be on my computer as much lately since I got the old wrist problems. But I try to catch streams. Like if I'm on my computer, I will do a quick look and see who's live. I mean, there's Ace is basically always live. So I'm in Ace's streams a lot because, pretty much almost any time I'm on my computer, that dude is streaming. Okay, let's put some more thermal paste on this. Let me just blow it a little to make sure it's fully dry. There's no alcohol in there still. Don't know why we're using the microscope for this, but oh, I just realized the lid's on. Dude, I gotta be honest, I have not been at my best the last few days. I don't know where my head's been, man, but it hasn't been in the game. I gotta bend these back. Use my blunt tweezers. Yeah, yeah. There we go. That might be too much. That one should be good. There are so many streamers and people watch who they can or want to. Everyone has their favorites. Yeah, dude, I feel the same way, man. Like there's so many people. I don't if people can't find the time to watch me, dude, I completely understand. A lot of it has to do with like stream times too and stuff. Like the time the people go live and whatnot. I try to pop in everybody's stream at least once just to be like, hey man, how's it going? I guess I can put the microscope away. Shouldn't need it now. Well, I will maybe need it to put the LCD connector on, but that's a later problem. Okay, let's get this back in here. Oh yeah, dude, of course. Every stream I visit, I always leave a like. I always watch like as many videos as I can too. Like JFix and Nano and other people, right? When they make a YouTube video, I always go in there, drop a like. Oftentimes I'll leave a comment because I know that boosts engagement too on YouTube. All right, get in there. There we go. But Rusty Russ is the best. Let him. Hello. I tuned out right as the port was getting tinned with the ball tip. How'd it go? Oh, great. But then the LCD connector broke. It definitely wasn't my fault. It definitely isn't that these are super hard to plug in. It just magically came apart. Also, I realize, I'm looking at my stats and I have frames missing due to rendering lag. And I'm wondering if my GPU is just not cutting it. It has skipped 1% of my frames because of rendering lag and encoding lag. I think my little Intel like A380 or whatever it is not cutting it anymore now that I have so many cameras going at once. I bought the Intel because No, yeah, I think it's probably I'm missing a few frames. Um, yeah, I bought the little Intel graphics card because the only other graphics card I had was a 3080, and sadly the 3080 can't do AV1 encoding, which is what I wanted at the time, which I don't really care about now because you can't even use AV1 on Twitch. So as long as I'm multi-streaming to Twitch, I can't even use it. Um, but I might just put the 3080 in, because since I don't really need the AV1, I can just the 3080 will definitely have no issues versus the like $100 Intel GPU. All right, Russ, take it easy, man. Okay, this time we're not gonna fuck this up. It's gonna go in perfectly, like that. Beautiful. See that? It's a work. Ah, God, I didn't even have the scene on. No. Look at it. Anyway, I did it. Oh man. You almost got an A380 back when it launched, but it was always out of stock. Ended up with a 3060 12 gigabyte. Yeah, I mean, you lose out on AV1, but the 3060 with 12 gigs is definitely gonna be better. Do I have any exotic animals? I have cats and a dog. I can show you my dog if you guys want to see my dog. I can go get him. Everybody loves my dog. He's the best. He's my little mascot, man. Here, I'll give you guys a dog show. I'm behind. Disregard. No worries, 8-bit. I know, I was on the wrong scene there for a minute. Let me go collect my dog. Where the heck is he at? There he is. He's sleeping in my clothes hamper. His favorite place to sleep is on top of my clothes. Come on, buddy. Oh, my chair made the worst noise. This is Ezekiel. He's my best friend. He is very food motivated. He will fight you over food. He doesn't give a crap. He sleeps a lot. He's one of the only pugs in existence that isn't giga overweight because I have him on a strict diet. You always see pugs, man, and they're always fat as hell. Not this boy, huh? Because he's gonna live a long life. Huh? He's so tired right now. He's like, dude, why'd you pick me up? I was sleeping. Huh? Why'd you pick me up? Alright, I'll go put Zeke back. I call him Zeke for short. Alright, here you go, Zeke. You can lay back down. There you go. Get comfy. Actually, while I'm here, I'm gonna grab a soda. Yes, I love my pug. I think I'll adopt next. I actually bought him because, like, I don't know, I always loved pugs. And he has such a like character about him. Um, I'm spacing the right word right now, but I don't know. He's so funny. He loves his chest being rubbed. He nods his head back and forth when you're talking to him, so I'll be like, it's so cute. It's like he's listening to you. Like he actually gives a crap what you're saying. He's a barker though, man. He's very territorial. He'll see people across the street and he'll just start barking. I don't know how to I don't know how to stop it, to be honest. He just does his own thing, I guess. He carries his bowl to me when he's ready to eat. At dinner time, he just picks his bowl up in his mouth and it like covers his face so he can like barely see where he's going. But then he'll bring his bowl to me and he'll just drop it on the ground in front of me like, "All right, feed me." He's definitely got his own thing going on. And since I know they have all the nasal issues, I opted to get surgery for him when he was just a pup. And so they did surgery on his nostrils to like help open his airways so that he's not struggling to breathe. It felt like the humane thing to do, you know? I've seen a lot of very old pugs and other pugs who, man, I just feel bad for because it seems like they're just always struggling to breathe. I don't know how like new the surgery is. I'm not sure if they've been doing it for a long time, but it wasn't that expensive. I think I only paid like $500 to get his nostrils opened. It was really not bad. Struggling to breathe. Sounds like me in high school. Dude, it sounds like me every day. I can't breathe through my damn nose any day. Always so clogged up. I think I'm allergic to everything. Let me put one screw in here. Do this screw. Yeah, I'm gonna install the 3080 and see if I stop missing frames. Cause like I replaced that 3080 because it was having like slight issues where for the past year, sometimes when I would boot, it would cause artifacting and start freezing my computer. But then I just restart it and it goes away. I think it's like dying slowly, but it still works, you know? It's something. All right, let's see. All we gotta do is test the docking function, because that was the only issue. Everything else on this console has been tested and was confirmed working. Hey, get in there. Sometimes this one really works with me, and other times it's just like, I ain't doing what you want, sir. There we go. Yeah, one thing you have to be careful about with the pugs is they have an unlimited appetite. I genuinely believe if I gave Zeke like an unlimited amount of food, he would probably just eat until he killed himself. As horrible as that sounds. Uh, it's like he doesn't have an off switch on his appetite. It's just always there. So I have to very carefully put him on diet. He eats healthy weight food and he gets exactly what the vet told me to give him. Nothing more, nothing less. Again, oh, he loves carrots. Like, we buy baby carrots and we just feed him carrots. He freaking loves carrots. And let me tell you, it's a very cheap snack too, and healthy. So it's like a double win, you know? I don't have to pay for expensive treats, and he eats the healthy treats. All right, what do we got here? Is that everything other than speakers, I guess? Which, sure, we can plug in the speakers, why not? Yeah, dude. What was it? It was Northwest Repair that made a video about his cat. and his cat was like acting weird, and he was like, I think it needs a reball, and man, that cracked me up. That got me laughing. Get in there, little plug. Work. Work with me, not against me. There we go. Alright. Battery. He should be declared an honorary Alabama resident. Okay, let's see what we got here. You should see power on unless it's dead, which is a possibility. I just hit the power button and nothing happened, so now I'm a little worried. Maybe it's dead. Hopefully it's dead. What are we charging at? Oh, I just noticed I never opened my... Oh, wait, now it started. Okay, well, my worries are gone. Yeah, it's just dead. Good, 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 good. Nothing to worry about then. I just gotta plug it in. That's a Poland. 7 watts. Alright, we shouldn't be too far from boot. Guess I'll clean this up in preparation to put it on. The thermal paste is pretty cheap anyway. I'm not really sweating having to reapply it a few times. I think it'll probably boot soon. You know, I guess we could like unbox my camera. Not that I can like set it up or anything right now, but if you guys want to look at it, why not? So the one I have on my scope right now is the Hey 5299. This is the Hey 6110. It's actually cheaper than the 5299 and supposedly has a better sensor on it, and it handles low light better and reflections. So I was like, you know, if I have a choice of which camera to use, I would rather use this one over the 5299 because not only is it cheaper, but supposedly it's better. Funny, they send all their cameras in the same box. Because that's not it. That's not the camera. I think they just have this same box for every single one. HDMI, which I don't need to use because I have one. I got our user manual. And here's the camera. It's pretty light. It's lighter than the 5299 by quite a bit. And it's a different format of size. If you'll see, like this is, here you go. This is way smaller than the 5299, which is like massive and pancaked. Oh, I don't care. My address, you can find my address on Facebook and stuff. It's not a big deal. Well, you can find most of my address. I don't have like a PO box or anything that I have people to send stuff to, so you know, I'll just dox myself. It's not a big deal. Um, so yeah, much smaller, much lighter. So it's just a little cube. It's got more depth. Um, has the same buttons, I think. It also has an input for a microphone, which is interesting. And this one, I think the USB-C is better on this one. Yeah, this one's not USB-C. This is USB-A. So yeah, hopefully this works with the 0.5 lens, and that would be nice. This one it looks like doesn't come with the spacer. This one does, but I shouldn't need the spacer because they're made differently. Yeah, charging cable comes with the USB-C to USB-A, and that's about it. The remote is, I think, exactly the same as the 5299. Yeah, that's exactly the same. I'll try this out later, and maybe it's an improvement, and hopefully I don't have to like digital zoom it to like compensate for vignetting. That would be nice. How's this thing not started yet? Uh, wrong screen. Still 7 watts. Let's try and give it power. Screw it. Let's see if it has enough to turn on. Nope. Alright, we gotta let it charge. Gotta let it charge. I can put this tape and stuff away. My little 3D printed tape thing. Yeah, no, on second thought, maybe I will go edit it out of the VOD. I don't know. I don't care that you guys saw it, but I guess I don't want it permanently to be in a video. You know? I had to pull my shorts up. I was slouching and they were falling off. My straight knife's a little bent. What's the time? What are we at? I mean, in the recording, we're at 2 hours and 3 minutes, so it's probably about 2 hours. Come on. Come on, Mr. OLED. Charge for us. Charge faster. How do I have 0 viewers on Twitch? That's crazy. And I'm watching myself on Twitch too. It's okay, we're all a little bent or so, I'm told. I guess so, dude. You're probably right. Do you guys like Mountain Dew? Baja Blast? Sorry, you can hear me swallowing. I don't drink a lot of soda, but... Oh wait, now it went back to 6 viewers on Twitch. I guess it just, I don't know, had a heart attack or something for a moment. What was I saying? I don't drink a lot of soda, but I'll have one every other day or something like that. Don't do the do. Alright, what's your choice of soda then? What's everyone's favorite soda? I'm curious. Slut for Barks root beer. Fair enough. Jack Daniels. Alright. I guess we'll count that. Why not? Dude, I used to be addicted to Dr. Pepper. It's only like recently that I started like changing over to Mountain Dew. I do have Dr. Pepper in my fridge, and it was my favorite soda for a long time. Oh, we booted. Okay. Alright, let's see. Let me see if we have HDMI out. I always forget what screen this is. I think it's, yeah, that one. And survey says it could be slow. There it goes. Okay, now the wiggle test. Solid. No disconnect at all. And the other side? Solid. Wiggle test. No disconnect at all. Sweet. That USB port is solid. Now we can start putting this back together. I think I could just keep letting it charge. I don't have to unplug or plug anything in other than that, which I can just unplug briefly when I put that on. Thanks, Lemanoid. We we try, right? We aim to fix. We don't always hit our target, but I think mostly we do, right? Do I have any screws that I forgot to put in here? No, these are all the heatsink screws. I got the longer ones for USB-C. So I've got like how many more OLEDs do I have? Oh, I have one that was in my fixed pile because it sometimes works. Uh, but then when I was actually going to finalize testing it before I sold it, it has a Wi-Fi issue now, and it keeps either throwing an error code or it has no Wi-Fi whatsoever. I've never had a Wi-Fi issue on any OLEDs, so that should be a little fun trying to figure that out. Okay, let me unplug this temporarily. I do have to plug in the fan. That's a little warm. Let's get this plugged in. I usually just use my fingers here and use the spudger to pull this flap up. I think I got it. Yep, that's in. And we'll do a little fan test in a minute here. I get my thermal paste. Last one you did was a Wi-Fi issue, swapped IC and it killed the LCD IC? Oh, interesting. Yeah, first thing we'll be looking at is the caps and resistors around the Wi-Fi chip, and then, if everything looks normal, we'll probably swap the Wi-Fi chip itself. Isn't there I think there's like two caps that are by the APU that are Wi-Fi as well. I could be wrong about that. I could be misremembering, but it's possible one of those could be missing or shorted or something. Okay. Now we put this on. Let me just double check all my screws are in. Everything's plugged in. We got the speakers. Yada yada. It's good. Okay, we'll put a screw in here. That screw's a little stripped. Still good enough though. That I was able to get it down right. I'll throw this USB-C away. It doesn't need to keep sitting there. Okay, we can let this charge now. And also, I'm going to test the fan real quick. If this is still warm, it might just turn on. It probably died again, though, I assume. Oh, it's coming back on immediately. Good, good. Fan? Maybe it needs a little coaxing. Do some low temp hot air. Like 200 or 160. We'll do 160. Really doesn't take a whole lot. And there we go. We have fan. So that is good. I think we're good to put the rest of it back together. I think, let's give it like just make sure the rails are good and stuff. I don't want to, I mean, I already tested this before we went back down to do the USB-C. It was fully tested, but, you know, just to make sure everything's still okay, that nothing changed. Wait, nope, not there. I need to go here. Just test the touchscreen. Yep, that's perfect. Test the Bluetooth. Yep, they're both connected. Game and SD card, and then I'm satisfied. Did that? Oh, that didn't read. Wait. Okay, well, I'm glad I did this because that's not reading. Why not? Oh, it came unplugged. Well, I plugged it in while it was on, and it's working now. It just came loose. Okay, SD card. See if we can do this without knocking it loose again. Really wish I had more screws in this, but okay, yes, it is detecting the SD card. So we're good. Now we can seal this one up. Start with our back plate here, which we need to put a little putty. Where's my putty? Here it is. I need to buy some cheaper putty from AliExpress because this is Thermal Grizzly and it was like $30 for this much. I think I'll just put it on my spudger, not this one, this one. That feels like too much. We'll go with that much. That should be good. I appreciate you folks on Twitch who have to deal with ads. I think I get like 20 cents per ad you guys watch. I'm rich. I'm rich now, guys. Get this out of the way. I'll plop this on. Boop. Perfect. Smash that thermal putty. And I need to get some screws. We're going to need the long ones. Bunch of them. I think I'll need more than that, but I'll grab them as I need them. And we're going to need, these are the external 3. And then, which ones? These 2 are where the rail is. Yeah, I have my Twitch ads down to 3 minutes per hour. It like defaults to 5 minutes, but I was like, nah, I don't need that. Is that it? No, I need the two Y screws. Bam. There we go. Let me get this antenna worked into here. Actually, let me put some screws in this first. I think you have to have at least 3 minutes of ads per hour for them not to play pre-roll ads or something. And so that's why I put it to 3 minutes. Because if you go lower, then I think it enables pre-roll ads. And man, pre-roll ads are the worst. You know, you're browsing streams, you hop into someone's stream, and then you immediately get an ad, and it's like, oh, sweet. And then, and then it's like, well, I don't feel like watching this anymore. 15 minutes before the first ad starts. I see. Do you get pre-roll ads then though? Like the moment someone clicks on your stream, don't they get like an ad? Don't they get blasted with like a 30-second ad or something? At least I thought that was how I read it. Mine is not till 15 minutes into the stream. I see. Mine is it's 3 minutes and it's a minute and 30 every 30 minutes. Yeah, I'm going to need 2 more of these screws. These ones. Can I get 2? Just 2? Perfect. That should be all the ones I need. Now let's get this, where did I put the antenna? Right here. Let's get our little loop-de-loop going here. Right about like that. Let me get this under here actually. There we go. And you hold that down. How did I get that in the hook already? That's not what I meant to do. I need to pull this still. Let's see, how is that going? Nope, it's sitting on it. Go around, perfect. Right there. And then we just flip this up now that we have it where we need it. We start pushing these into their little slots here. Kind of tricky. Gets easier once you get used to it. I was very, very slow at this when I first started doing it. And of course the worst one is always the one at the end. But we got it. I think all you guys can see is my head. I gotta get way close up to see this. Okay, let's see. Do we have it good there? Oh, that's perfect. Beautiful. Now we put a screw in it. And that'll hold that down. We have one more screw. And you just have to move this cable out of the way a bit. Boom. And we're done. Gotta lift this tape. which I've been told you can skip this step, and so that's probably what I will do in the future. Save a little time, you know? Never hurts to save time. Where did I lift this one from? The bottom? Yeah, the bottom. Get in there. Boom. Alright. Now last step is we gotta plug in these little Wi-Fi antennas. Which personally, I do not enjoy this part. Sometimes they go in easy. Most of the time, they're a pain in the ass. That was easy. Can we get this one to be just as easy? Huh? Oh my god. Wonderful. It took no time. Now we just give this one a little rotation there. And this one just stays how it is. And we can just leave it charging because it still needs to charge the battery a little bit. I'm just curious how warm this gets. I mean, the putty helps, I think, but it's got to be such a small, like, percentage that it's actually taking heat away from the APU. Now we gotta get these little things back in place. There we go. Slide that on. Snap this down. And we're good to screw in the rest. I just realized I'm still on the HDMI screen. You guys were missing me. Surely I'll get better at that one day. Switching scenes more consistently. Or maybe I was just picking my nose off stream and I didn't want you guys to see it. Alright, now just the top and bottom screws. Gotta do this one a little off camera so I can kind of hang it off my desk and not put pressure on the power cord. Okay, we're done. Boom. What we're gonna do now, we'll just make sure the internet works. Alright, let's see. Perfect. Now we will disconnect from the internet. Clear settings. Great. And we're gonna go down to System. Nice, we're on version 19.01. That's a pretty good version. And we are just gonna format this console. Alright, and I will leave this plugged in to my other charger and just set this over here while that does its thing. So I don't have a lot of time left, but we can get a sneak peek at what we're doing next, which is the Wi-Fi one. So let's see if we get the error code. Sometimes it just turns on and just doesn't have Wi-Fi. Okay, it turned on. Why did I initialize this one? Oh, that's right, because I didn't want to update it and it had the update waiting. Nintendo Switch. Dude, like honestly, the OLEDs, they look so nice. Alright, searching for networks. What happens? What? It found the networks this time. What is going on? So there's like, it's intermittent Wi-Fi issues. Apparently. Which is not good. We don't like intermittent issues. Even the Bluetooth is working right now, which is strange. I promise you, this was not working the other day. It worked the first time I used it, and then I set it over in my little test area. I picked it up to test, and it threw me an error and wouldn't connect to Wi-Fi. It wasn't even detecting Wi-Fi networks. Which version is this? That's what I wanted to know. That's why I reset it. And it's on 21.2. I know some of the earlier versions can cause Wi-Fi issues, but this one's pretty updated. Ah, no, this one's gonna be a pain. Why? Why can't you just not work all the time? Or just work all the time? Intermittent is gonna be so tough to diagnose. Let me restart it. Let's see what happens. Man, it just works again. That's tough. And it's still connected to Wi-Fi. Strange. And this is basically how it was the first time I tested it. Seemed like everything was good. And then I randomly turned it on that one day and just nothing. Let me do a full turn off. Whew. Okay. I rule. Thank you. I wish this one would just stop working so I can Try to figure out what's wrong with it. I also wish that the YouTube specific emotes worked in chat. I probably have to specifically use YouTube chat for that instead of multi-stream. Hmm. Other than just restarting this one over and over, I don't know how to get it to mess up. Break! Don't work! No! I'm probably going to talk to some people about this one and see if they've ever experienced... Wait, it doesn't have Wi-Fi. Or is it just connecting? Nah, it's just connecting. I might talk to some people about this one and see if there's any ideas to what would cause the intermittent issues. Because I'm at a loss if it's intermittent. Like, it's much easier to work on if it's a consistent problem, so maybe they can kind of point me in the right direction. I'm gonna write on this one that this is having intermittent Wi-Fi issues, just so I don't mix it up with any of my other broken consoles or think accidentally that this one's working. Where's my pin? Here we are. Man, my handwriting sucks. Don't judge my handwriting. Even though I just judged my handwriting. I honestly would have more fun working on another OLED. Something that's not going to be as tricky. Not that I don't like tricky, but man, intermittent issues are just a pain. Because you never know if you fixed it or if it just decided to work again. This is a different one, by the way. I just grabbed a different one. No power. Could be dead. Let's take a peek. Eh. How's that USB-C looking? That looks okay. It's worn, but intact. I forgot to switch scenes. My bad. Anyway, there's your sneak peek. There. Looks, like I said, it's not in bad condition. Looks pretty decent. So let's give it some power. See what happens. Battery indicator. No charge. Okay. Interesting. 14 volts though. Or 15 volts, I mean. We can start taking this one apart. I doubt we'll get much because I'm probably going to end in like 10 minutes, but let's see what we can do in 10 minutes. Maybe we'll get a look at something. Probably going to take me 10 minutes to open this thing up with how slow I am. It's one thing I need to work on. My speed. I tend to take too long, in my opinion. to work on things. Half of it's because I'm airheaded and I just forget what I'm doing while I'm doing it. The other half is because I kind of get in this mode where I just start yapping to chat and I just stop working completely. I usually like to get these open with these little things because this part can be a pain. I go through there, first thing, then we pop that up, and then we'll do the same for the other side. We'll just slide it up on this side, and boom, holy crap, that was actually, I'm doing it that way from every time now. That's not typically how I've done it, but wow, that was so much faster. Now the tricky part is getting these out of there without bending or breaking anything. Perfect. Oh no, it's not, but it's like it's like I can use my time more efficiently, right? I'm not saying I need to speed through it like super fast and you know, potentially have like a worse quality of work. I'm just saying that there's more ways I can be efficient that I'm not utilizing. Uh, I think this one's been opened. I do think this one has been opened. Just because this screw here is stripped. And yeah, this one's definitely been opened. That wire's not routed correctly. Okay, so someone's been in here. Oh, and this is also moved out of the way, so you can tell that they took that screw out. So this one's definitely been opened before. Will we see some prior work? We are about to find out. Okay, just the one in the middle left. Let me unstick this part. There we go. Oh yeah, that wire was like crunched in there. Alright, let's get it out of here. We can take this off. Oh, after I pop these out, which these don't look like they're really on very good either. They didn't replace the thermal putty, which doesn't necessarily mean a bad thing. It's like some scratches on this SD card here. Visually, I do not see any work on it yet. I figured that they probably would have messed with the BQ, but I don't see any flux or anything around it. Let's keep digging. Move this little... I wonder if they even kept going this far because the little tamper sticker is still there. So maybe they gave up at this point? Either that or they put the tamper sticker back, which is incredible because I've never seen that done. I never put that thing back. That looks all good. All right, let's go deeper. Get there. Okay. Let's pry this up out of here gently. Perfect. Now we'll just set that like right there for now. Still don't see anything on here that would indicate anything. Maybe we need to be looking at the backside. Oop. Let's pop out our fan. We need to open this little flex cable right here. Now let's get these last screws out. And then we will pop all the cables off. Hey, we actually got this thing pretty much all the way apart in like 10 minutes. We're doing good. Time to pop our cables out. I like to use 2 spudgers on this so I don't bend it. That's the wrong side of the spudger. Eh, a little tricky getting the top side. There we go. Which spudger is better? This one. We'll use this one. Let's get these speakers out of here. Got that one. This one is typically the easier one. I grab the cable, I pull a little bit, and I push with the tweezers. And boom. Kinda can't do that with the other one. And that fall back down? No. Alright, let me grab it with some tweezers. There we go. And we're free. Oh, that's right. Of course, we gotta get the battery out. That actually really should have done that first, but it's not a big deal when you're unplugging. It's a bigger deal when you're plugging things in. Nice, I stuck my thumb in the thermal paste. The prophecy came true. Alright, let me get this thermal paste off of here so I don't get it all over my mat. It's a little dry. Came off chunkier than usual. Alright, let's do a Microscope inspection. Let's see, what do we got here? Up, up, up. Nope, gotta raise the arm a little. And then down. Down, down, and what is there? Perfect, right there. Okay. Looking at the M92. Looks clean. Don't see anything burnt or cracked. Could it be a fuel gauge issue? Looks okay, but you never know. What about our BQ chip? Looks factory. Wait, this is the max chip. I'm over here a little. I was like, wait a minute, this isn't BQ. BQ looks fine. There's like a little piece of glue there or something. Or a fiber. That was glue. Could also be the USB port. Is this fuse good? Sure is. Oh, that's so dark on the camera. I'm gonna have to fix that. It's like it's so bright here, but then it turns itself down to compensate for the reflection. But then the low light is like really dark. I mean, it's nice that it compensates for the reflection, but it's like overcompensating. What I'm curious to know is, does it boot? So, let's plug in the power supply. My power supply. And we're going to use our Nintendo Switch adapter here. This has a built-in bypass resistor, so we do not have to install the 10K resistor to do this. And we can see exactly what kind of power we're pulling and if it boots. We just have to poke these two, and we're alive. Oh, no, we're still doing stuff. Oh, that's stage 2. It looks like we've booted. So it's booting just fine. So I'm thinking it's the BQ or the fuel gauge, because everything's working off battery. Could also be the USB. There's always a chance it's the USB port, but it looks like it's in pretty good condition to me. And I really don't see any issues around the M92, but I really won't know until I diode test them or replace it. And I'm not even considering any of that stuff because literally we're just not charging. I want to try something else actually. Let me put another battery on here. This battery's full, so it's probably not really going to show a charge. But do we get a different number than what we had with the other battery? No. Exact same. So yeah, I mean, we're getting the 15 volts, so I'm not really thinking the M92. I'm thinking fuel gauge or BQ, for sure. I could probe around here. The fuel gauge would probably be the easiest thing to try. They're very easy to do, and I love BGA reballing because it's so much easier than the QFNs. But yeah, that's all we're gonna get in today. So yeah, once I get off here, I'm gonna do a few things. For one, I'm gonna install the other graphics card in this computer and see if it fixes the rendering and encoding lag, because I don't like that. Uh, yeah, it's weird. And it just showed up like today, and I think it's just due to having the extra camera that I switched to. And it also could be because the microscope camera is in 4K now, and it was in 1080p before. So now I have two 4K cameras, a 1080p camera. Um, I've got the thermal camera. I mean, a lot of cameras going on. Thanks, Lehman. Yeah, I'm gonna try to set up that other camera too, and yeah, put that graphics card in. And I'm gonna mess with the settings on it, see if I can get the light stuff a bit better. Yeah, and next time I'm on, we will continue this OLED that I have on my bench, and it should be fun. I think it's gonna be a simple fix though, honestly. Um, so I will see you guys next time. Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate it, and have a good night.